I'm at the point in my skating journey where I'm just trying to get back to where I was. Not back to where I was 30 years ago, but more like back to where I was 3 months ago. Just trying to work on the basics, man. The ollie, the ride in over coping, and the fly out. Want to get back to all those and feel like I've got those dialed in the way I had before. I've definitely lost a step or two in the past month or so. You know, I think part of it is I developed some extra fear above and beyond my normal baseline level of fear. As I was leading up to my big trip to Europe, I didn't want to get injured for that, right? That would have been a bummer, to put it mildly. So I was taking it easy, but now it's time to step it up again. If I get injured, I get injured. So right now I'm just working on my ollie. You know, I've been watching more ollie videos again, ollie tutorials, and man, I've watched countless numbers of ollie tutorial videos, and it feels like every single one of them doesn't help me at all. It's like the motion is pop and then kind of rock and level out instead of just like pop and down. I feel like when I'm getting that, the back wheels are coming up way higher, or at least leveling out fully. All right, the next thing is going to be getting back my ride-ins over coping. This is probably my favorite place to practice them, over this quarter pipe here that mellows out into a bank on one side. Man, I can't believe that several months back, I was riding in over coping over this 3.5 foot section, not with the perfect technique, mind you, but I was doing it. Now it seems hard to believe. So I need to get my roll-ins over coping back, and this is the perfect spot to do it. Perfect technique. What does that look like? It means just, you know, going with enough speed that you can get that manual right up until your back wheels bonk the coping and then dive down into the transition. But a lot of times, especially on the small and mellow transition, I won't do it that way. I'll hit the middle of my board and kind of do it as a two-step process. So this is going to be about relearning the roll-in over coping. I think the motion is basically like when you ride off of a curb. You know, you just lift your front wheels and you ride off of it. Except instead of a curb drop, you've got the coping and then that drop down into the transition. And the fact that you're landing on transition, not flat, is not always the most comfortable thing. But it seems like the more speed I do this with, the easier it is, because it just sort of happens without thinking about it too much. On some of these attempts, I feel like I'm still not holding my manual for long enough. In any case, let me try a couple more, and then I'm going to show you another spot in this park where it's also a great place to practice these. That last one felt pretty good. Felt like it was clean, you know? Hit those back wheels and dive down in. When done correctly, I think it should have a little hop to it. Like that last one, I felt like I hopped into the transition, which is the feeling I'm going for. So I'm afraid I'm gonna have to do a couple more of those, and then I'll show you on a different obstacle over here. And later in this video, I wanna get into the big bowl and try something that I think I can do, but I've never tried it before. Yeah, man, that was another nice one. We're gonna have to watch that one back in slow-mo. Now let's move on to a different obstacle. Here we go, another very mellow quarter pipe, this time with a straightforward run up. There we go. I really do need to wait that little extra bit for those back wheels to reach the coping before I do my hop. The mantra inside my head is going to be, wait for it, wait for it, wait for it, wait for it, yeah. While I was doing this, I accidentally stumbled upon a really cool line that uses a lot of features in this park. So here it is. It starts with what you've already seen, riding down this ledge, riding over coping down the mellow bank, then going around the bank bowl back there, pumping, maintaining speed, pumping over the Twinkie hip there in the center, get a backside slash grind on the 3.5 foot quarter, and then, and I think this is going to be the hardest part, is get enough momentum to ride back up over the Twinkie and then come over here and ledge drop off the side here. If I can pull this off, this is going to be incredible. Yeah, dude, I've got this whole thing, but the hard part is that maintaining enough speed after the slash grind to get up the Twinkie and at the right angle to continue. Maybe I'll take a break and come back to that, because I think I can do it. It's just like a combination of not having enough speed and that weird angle that I have to come up. So in the big bowl, the game for me has been to just add pieces to it as I go, you know, drop in, get front side and back side carves in the deep section, and then maintain that speed up to the shallow. Recently I added in that little side pocket into my run, which spits me out for a sweet front side carve. And that's really fun. And then normally in the shallow section, I go for the slash grind, right? That's the sign that I've got enough speed that I can, you know, actually slash grind in there. And what I've actually never tried for some reason is to continue my carves and maintain speed that way in the shallow section, front side or back side. For some reason, I always just go for the slash grind, but I'm wondering if I had enough speed, I could come in and do a carve here in the shallow section and then come back to the deep end with even more speed than ever. Maybe there's a reason why I haven't tried this before. The main problem is the angle that I'm coming in with, especially for the backside carve. I think I'm more likely to get the front side carve. All I had to do was say that I can only get the front side carve, and next thing you know, I got the back side carve. Wow, that is awesome. So now I feel like I'm able to carve every pocket in this bowl, and that definitely unlocks the potential for way more speed. This is good progress. I like this. All right, so now I'm trying to do a little of everything in here. Carve every wall, front side, back side, pump every pocket, and get the slash grind here in the shallow section. So let's see if I can put it all together before I completely run out of steam. By the end of the session, I was feeling much better about my skating. Maybe I haven't lost as much as I thought. We'll end this video on a high note with some clips of my best skating of the session. Either I'm delirious or that was the best 50-50 grind I've ever done.